Such a beautiful day here today. So this piece that I'm going to read is actually a short part of my book, Happily Broken. And my book talks about my journey as a refugee of the genocide of 1994 in Rwanda. So this is just a short story of a bigger story that I have. My piece is called When Giving Up is Not an Option. I heard that. Sometimes as humans, we are so quick to give up. How many times have we been turned down and decided to stop? How often do we take rejection as a sign that it's just not meant to be? How often do we seek others' approval before running after our dreams? How often do we feel defeat because things are just not going our way? See, as a refugee, I faced rejection so many times at a young age. For starters, I fled my country when I was 8 years old and had to fend for myself for a period of 2 weeks when my parents disappeared. When I eventually reunited with my parents, my naive self thought that I was going back to Rwanda and be the princess that I've always been. But that didn't happen. Instead, we went to live in refugee camps where death faced us right in the eyes every single day. In these camps, malaria, cholera, typhoid, and other malicious diseases were claiming over half of the refugees. We would wake up every day and find ourselves surrounded with dead people. At this point, I felt like life wasn't worth living. This was way too much for my little 8-year-old body and mind to handle. Fear was my best friend. One day, I went to Lake Kivu to fetch water and wash a shirt that my mother had bought me. I had to lay on a log as an anchor so that I could swim towards the shirt. Because I couldn't swim, I still can't swim. And when I made the small leap so that I could grab my shirt, the log turned and I saw that it was actually a dead body. See, there was not enough room to bury all the bodies during the genocide. So the bodies were being thrown in the lake. We used this water for drinking, cooking, washing clothes, dishes, and even bathing. Life wasn't fair, and I wanted to give up. When my family eventually got to the US, I was bullied in high school for being different. Every day, I would want to quit going to school because I had suffered so much. It felt like life was not giving me a break. In my adult life, I lost a daughter when I was 27 weeks pregnant. No one could explain to me why I lost her. I was told that it was just like getting into a car accident. I felt so lost and angry and many more emotions. After this, I really wanted to give up. But even with all these life-shattering experiences, giving up was not an option. I had to be resilient. Resilient for my young son, resilient for my family, resilient for my country, and resilient for the world. I want to make a mark and leave this world a better place for the future generations. So what did I do to change the course of my life? I put myself through college. I was active on campus. My public speaking journey took off, and I was still able to graduate with a master's degree with a 3.9 GPA. I wrote a book about my journey, and I hope a tired soul, one who's exhausted in this life, one who needs a break, one that's on the edge of giving up, will pick up my book, hear my story, and decide to keep pushing forward. So how many people have said no to you? Are you tired of the freaking bills and just stressed out? Do you have a teenager that's so totally out of control and you just want to throw in the towel? Maybe you can't get those sales numbers high enough for your manager. Or you can't get your business off the ground. Or you're going through a health crisis. How many times have you wanted to give up and tell yourself, I can't? Next time you want to give up, remember my story and say to yourself, if that 8-year-old girl can do it, so can I. So yes, you can, and never give up. Your family depends on your resilience. Your business depends on your resilience. And most importantly, humanity depends on your resilience. Thank you all.